Hello, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's revolutionizing the way we think about our homes, the passive house. Now, you might have heard this term, passive house, floating around, but what does it actually mean? Is it just a house with solar panels? Spoiler alert, it's so much more than that. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why. This design philosophy is a game changer for your health, your wallet, and the planet. So, let's start with the basics. A passive house, or Passivhaus as it was originally called in Germany, isn't a brand name. It's a rigorous, voluntary standard for energy efficiency in a building, which reduces the building's ecological footprint. It results in ultra-low energy buildings that require little energy for space heating or cooling. Think of it as the ultimate standard for sustainable building. The magic of a passive house lies in 5 key principles. It's like a recipe for the perfect home. First up, superinsulation. We're not just talking about standard insulation in the attic. A passive house is wrapped in a continuous, thick blanket of insulation, walls, roof, even the floor slab. This thermal cocoon is so effective that it dramatically reduces heat loss in the winter and heat gain in the summer. Imagine your home being like a high-tech thermal flask, keeping your coffee hot for hours. That's what superinsulation does for your house's temperature. The second principle is airtight construction. This is a big one. Traditional homes are notoriously leaky. Air seeps in and out through countless cracks and gaps around windows, doors, and electrical outlets. A passive house, on the other hand, is built to be exceptionally airtight. This prevents drafts and stops your conditioned air, the air you've paid to heat or cool, from escaping. A special blower door test is used during construction to find and seal every single leak, ensuring the building envelope is as tight as a drum. Now, you might be thinking, if it's so airtight, won't the air inside get stale and stuffy? That's a great question, and it brings us to the third, and arguably most important, principle, a high-efficiency heat recovery ventilation system, or HRV. This is the lungs of the passive house. The HRV system continuously extracts stale, moist air from rooms like your kitchen and bathrooms, and at the same time, it supplies fresh, filtered air to your living areas and bedrooms. But here's the genius part. As the outgoing stale air passes the incoming fresh air, a heat exchanger transfers up to 90% of the heat from the old air to the new air. So, in the winter, you're bringing in fresh air that's already been pre-warmed, and in the summer, you're bringing in fresh air that's been pre-cooled. You get constant fresh air without throwing your energy dollars out the window. This continuous supply of filtered air also means dust, pollen, and other pollutants are kept outside, creating an incredibly healthy indoor environment. For anyone with allergies or respiratory issues, this is a life-changing benefit. The fourth principle is high-performance windows. Windows are often the weakest link in a home's thermal defense. In a passive house, we use triple-pane windows with insulated frames and special low-emissivity coatings. These windows are engineered to prevent heat from escaping in the winter and to block the sun's unwanted heat in the summer. They're so effective that you can sit right next to them on a freezing day and not feel any cold drafts. The orientation of these windows is also crucial. We maximize south-facing windows to capture free solar heat during the winter, while using carefully designed shading to block the high-angle summer sun. And that leads us to our fifth and final principle, thermal bridge-free design. What's a thermal bridge? It's basically a weak spot in your insulation, a pathway where heat can easily travel across the building envelope. Think of things like concrete balconies connected directly to the floor slab, or steel beams that extend from the inside to the outside. These act like highways for heat to escape. In a passive house, every single connection and junction is meticulously designed to eliminate these thermal bridges, ensuring that the insulation blanket we talked about earlier is truly continuous and unbroken. So, when you combine these 5 principles, superinsulation, airtightness, heat recovery ventilation, high-performance windows, and no thermal bridges, what do you get? You get a home that is incredibly comfortable all year round. The temperature is stable and consistent in every room. There are no drafts, no cold spots. The air quality is pristine. But let's talk about the numbers, because this is where it gets really impressive. A certified passive house uses up to 90% less energy for heating and cooling than a conventional home. Let me say that again, 90% less. Imagine what your utility bill would look like if it was slashed by 90%. Over the lifetime of the home, the savings are massive. While a passive house might have a slightly higher upfront construction cost, typically around 5 to 10% more, the long-term energy savings quickly pay for that initial investment. And with rising energy costs, that payback period is only getting shorter. Beyond the financial savings, the comfort and health benefits are priceless. The constant, quiet flow of fresh, filtered air creates a peaceful and healthy sanctuary. The superior soundproofing from the thick insulation and airtight construction means outside noise from traffic or neighbors simply fades away. It's a level of quiet comfort that you really have to experience to believe. That cozy vibe that you just have to feel for yourself. And of course, there's the environmental impact. By consuming so little energy, passive houses dramatically reduce our carbon footprint. If we built more homes to this standard, we could make a significant dent in the greenhouse gas emissions that come from the building sector. It's a tangible, powerful way to contribute to a more sustainable future, right from the comfort of your own home. So, the passive house isn't just about saving energy. It's a holistic approach to design that prioritizes occupant health, comfort, and long-term resilience. It's about building smarter, not just bigger. It's about creating a home that actively takes care of you and the environment. As our climate changes and energy becomes more precious, this forward-thinking standard is becoming less of a niche interest and more of an essential blueprint for the future of construction. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the world of passive house design. I hope you found it as fascinating as I do. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about sustainable building and innovative home design, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.